Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to change the shield, your windshield, from what it comes with, which is a flat clear with a matching tab color, whatever other windshield you want. Comes in a bag, and I simply kept the bag, and I use it for storage for the shield I'm not using, which in this case is going to be the clear one most of the time. So the way to do that, it's really not difficult, as long as you follow the directions which come with the helmet. By the way, this is what I'm going to tell you how I did it. I'm not telling you to do this to yours. If you do what I'm about to do and you fuck it up, that's on you because you didn't read the instructions like I did once, 2 months ago. Don't come crying to me about how you did what I told you to do and it broke. That's your own stupid fault for not doing your own research. I'm just telling you what I did. And with that said, let's get started. What you do is they say you can actually use a coin, which is true. It works fine. And all you have to do is loosen it. So it just takes literally a few turns. And it's loose. Then I push this back so to take the tension off of the screw head, and you can just do it by hand, literally by hand. Because this screw is very short, so it's not going to take much to get it to come off. For example, there we are. Put that aside. You'll notice that this thing has a track and a hole, and this has a pin that is in the helmet itself, and then there's another pin on the visor. I'm sure you can see that. There's a pin on the visor itself, and there's a pin that's part of the helmet itself, or part of the wheel that is attached to the helmet permanently. So we'll take this one off. Again, push it down, and then it's loose enough that you can just do it with the coin, or as you can see, even just by hand, the pressure of my finger is enough to let it come off. The screw is very short, so it doesn't take a lot to get it off. And then this just pops off. The only thing holding it on is the magnet. At that point. And the same thing is in reverse for the attaching it. One thing I'll say is, you'll notice there's a slot here as well as a pin hole, but you never use that hole except if you want to reattach this without a windshield at all. So say you're going to do goggles or something like this, and that's how it would look. And that's what that little hole is, just anchors the whole thing down. It doesn't really do anything actually, but I guess you're just kind of like holding the part for when you put the screen back on, and then it would look something like this. But that's not what I'm doing. So I'm just showing you real quick. So back to the changing of the windscreens here. What I do is Well, on this thing I said there's a pin. That's what you line up with the track. You put the, as I recall, you put the visor on in the down position, and this just slides on. These pins and center discs and all that, that doesn't do anything to hold it on. They just fit in there. These washers and bolts, screws, are the things that clamp it on, actually. So you can kind of fit it on gently. And in this down position, the track is in the lower position. The pin is in the lower part of the track, I should say. I hope you can see that. And now there's this upper pin, which, when you think about it, as this is rotating upwards, this pin is going to rotate downwards, right? The whole thing is on a circle. So as the helmet's going up, the pin is going to start to go back. So I try to line up my, you could put this in anywhere. The pin could fit anywhere in here, but I try to have in mind that this is going to pivot down, so I put it at the top so that it has room to slide down. So you just kind of figure out where that is, and by hand retighten it, just enough to make sure your threads are lining up correctly. You know, it's not a big deal. Same with the other side. I try to imagine, okay, this is going to swing down, so I give it room with the track by putting it at the top of the track, because this is the closed position. It's not going to go any more forward than this. Look back there and find it, put it on there, and this will rotate. You can kind of feel how it's where it should be. Although it has little wings in there which kind of lock into place, so it'll move a little bit, but it's not going to slide around on that track yet. Now once you get it sort of hand tightened, so you know everything's started off correctly at least, you can go back to your coin and crank it down a bit. This doesn't require a lot of torque. It's really not that complicated. Now we can try to see how that rotates or not. You'll see how it's not rotating. That means it's okay. And like I said, it probably will rotate out eventually. But that's how little torque it is. If you want, you can do a little bit extra with this, but you really don't need to. Not that important. I like making it a little tighter. Whatever you do, don't push in with the screwdriver if you decide to use one. If you just try to shove it in real hard and you're pushing real hard like you're leaning in with your hand, what's going to happen is you could slip, and then you're going to end up scratching and you're going to end up crying. And like I said, don't come crying to me. I didn't tell you to do that. Either I said two things: don't do what I'm doing. This is what I'm telling you what I did, and I didn't tell you to fuck up. I told you to be careful. I told you to do it right. And that's about it. That's how it looks on. If you enjoyed that, spank those like and subscribe buttons. See the other video from me riding around in it and giving you a little review of what I like and don't like about it. Bell's Bullitt helmet. This is 2014.